So no cursing. I'm just,
Why, you know, I'm
that's not going to happen either way.
Yeah. Remember, right?
All good.
Are you going to have people walking around or are you going to stand?
What do you mean by that?
If you're going to walk over and interview somebody,
Everything will be from the podium. Everything will be from the podium.
Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4 for the media folks who are checking levels. Microphone check 1. Microphone check 2. Microphone check 3. Microphone check 4. We've got a quick announcement.
Hi everyone. If anyone has any personal example of where they've witnessed election fraud here in Arizona, please come see me. I need a concrete example. I need someone to talk to right over there in the corner. Thank you.
For the media folks who are checking, and we're back off. Who is still checking?
All right, one last check before we go off. Microphone check 1. Microphone check 2. For the media checking audio, microphone check 3. Microphone check 4. Thank you.
recognize.
All right. Hello, 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 Arizona. Wow, what support we have for our President of the great United States, Donald J. Trump. It's so good to see you all here. And I am Dr. Kelly Ward. I am the chairwoman of your Republican Party. That's right. It's an honor to work for you and with you, and we are still hard at work. I can see you're not asleep at the wheel, and neither are we. I can tell you, Arizona is in play, folks. We are in play. When I was watching the election night returns, and I saw Fox News inappropriately call Arizona for a radical leftist socialist team, I can tell you I started tweeting out right away. To retract, Fox, retract, because Arizona is more than set to be able to win. Okay, how about this? It's not about Fox, it's about counting our votes. Count our votes. Count our votes. Count our votes. And that's exactly what we're doing. When when the race was inappropriately called by the media, the fake news media, Trump was just behind by 200,000 votes. There were hundreds and thousands of votes that were still out, hundreds of thousands of votes that are still out, and even still today, there are hundreds of thousands of votes. And I can tell you that it is trending in the direction of President Donald J. Trump. We have the team on the ground, we have the people, we have the momentum, we have the activist community that is not going to allow this race to be stolen from President Trump or from Republicans all the way down the ballot. You can count on me, I can count on you. I'm going to leave it at that because you don't need to hear from me. You all know. I think we're going to win this state for Donald Trump. I've got some awesome people here with me, and you're going to hear from Dave Bossie in just one moment, but I do want to introduce our Congressman Paul Gosar. We've got Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. We've got COO of the Trump campaign, Jeff DeWitt, former treasurer. We've got former Congressman John Shadegg. We've got Boris Epshteyn right here. So don't go away because we are winning this. Stay vigilant, stay awake. Do not let this election be stolen. I won't. I know you won't. Here's Dave.
Thank you all very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kelly. This is an exciting day. We are so proud of each and every one of you. My name is David Bossie, and I'm a senior advisor to the Trump campaign. And I'm happy to make, thank you very much. I'm going to be happy to make a few remarks, and then we're all happy to take questions when we're done. First, I just want to say that Arizona's 11 electoral college votes are going to be in Donald Trump's column when we get done with this. Every legal ballot must be counted. We are here to protect every legal vote. If the current trends continue, as we have seen, because we follow the science, President Trump is going to overtake Joe Biden, and we are going to win Arizona. Look, the news organizations that prematurely called Arizona have really done a disservice to the American people. And so, look, that's water under the bridge. What we're going to do is prove them wrong. Okay? That's what we're here to do. We're going to make sure that every single vote counts, and we're going to prove to the American people that Arizona is Trump country. And my next question is, what does the margin need to be in order for them to retract this horrible, horrible call? That's a very important question. We must have the media. Look, after tonight, the margin is going to be much smaller. And so when they prematurely called it, it was a bigger number. But it was only 70-some-odd% in. It was an irresponsible thing to have done. And we're here to protect the vote of the Arizona people. And I got to tell you, I see the numbers. I see what's going to happen over the next several days. What is going on? It's the fake news media. So look, there was only about 73% in when they called this race. So we're here to make sure every vote is counted. We're here to make sure that Arizona is delivered for President Trump for his re-election, and it is going to be. So I thank each and every one of you for being here, and I'm happy to take questions. Go ahead. I didn't know of any such thing that happened.
Who denied you access last night?
I asked him, yes.
Andrew Schockner with the Wall Street Journal. I was just curious, do you think the calls in Virginia and several other states that were clearly leaning for Joe Biden, there were quicker calls? Do you think that it kind of showcases the tilt in the media that they're willing to call those races a lot quicker than they've called things like Texas and Alaska for nothing?
Yeah, that's a great question. He asked, did the mainstream media calling some of these states early have impact on what happened in the rest of the country? And I think the answer is very simply yes. Because if you look at what the mainstream media did with the state of Florida. We won the state of Florida in 2016. President Trump did by about 110, 115,000 votes. He was up 400,000 votes, and they called California before they called Florida. They didn't call the state of Ohio. Look, this is not a mistake, folks. They have been against this president. They've been against your president from the very first minute, 4 years ago. So we are tired of it. We're going to fight to the very end, and that's why Donald Trump's going to get reelected, because every single one of you is here to fight for him. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Does the Trump campaign begin? Does the Trump campaign plan to initiate a lawsuit here in Arizona over voter count?
Well, all of the litigation strategies are currently being thought about and contemplated. There's been no decisions on anything as of yet. But absolutely, all options are on the table to protect every single legal vote that has been made here in Arizona, because when this is all said and done, President Trump is going to get reelected.
What's the percentage of Democrats being canceled? Democrat votes being canceled.
There's a great number of media organizations that have not called it. And I'd see your guys' path here going forward. And I think that's why a lot of media organizations are waiting to call this race. At the same time, is there anything that you have actually seen in terms of evidence that concerns you that could lead to a lawsuit?
The answer to your question is yes. However, this is way premature to discuss any of those options because we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet, but President Trump is going to win Arizona by when all the votes are counted. We're not going to have to worry about that.
The chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, who supports this president, said that he has faith in the Maricopa County Elections Department. Do you guys all agree with that faith in this elections department?
I have some concerns about the election department and about Adrian Fontes himself. He has disregarded legal advice from outside and within his own organization, and we have had our poll observers, Republican poll observers, be disenfranchised. They've been put into a corner. They have to sit in their seat to verify the signatures. They were not able to see the screens that were in front of them. They were able to look at the back of the computer screens. They were allowed to have binoculars, but they could only see the name brand of the computer, not the actual signatures of the voters, and that's just one instance. So I believe that one of the reasons we're standing here is that we want to assure the integrity of elections in Arizona, and the Republican Party of Arizona and everyone standing here will do just that. Will do just that.
So in Michigan, there was the 4 a.m. drop, the 138,000 and 112,000 in Michigan that the president referred to in his 2 a.m. presser. Are those votes, those 250,000 to 0 votes for Biden, are they going to be kicked out as fraudulent votes before it's all over?
Yeah, we're here talking about Arizona, sir, and I got to tell you, there's a team in Michigan doing exactly what we're doing here, so I can assure you the people of Michigan are being well served by the Trump team. Okay?
Now listen, folks, Arizona, the bottom line is President Trump is going to win Arizona. I believe it. The trend is going that way. I spoke to the president yesterday morning, and I told him I believe that Arizona is going to go for President Donald J. Trump, and then he's going to pick up the other states, and he's going to win America.
What she said, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Please stop that. Yes, ma'am. You just asked that question and I answered it. I didn't have to. Go ahead, man.
about the unfounded claims that Sharpies invalidate ballots. They're not unfounded.
Yeah, our legal team is clearly looking at those types of questions. It's been very well documented that those are some concerns by thousands of people in the state of Arizona. So they're not unfounded to the people that it affected. So there's a process for those people and for our campaign to go through, and that's what our team is currently looking at, obviously. Yeah, thank you all very much. We're happy to take any more questions after we're done here. Is that good with you, Kelly? Thank you all.
Thank you all for coming. We're willing to take some more questions, everybody here, from you all, but the press conference is officially over, and the count is still going on, and Arizona's going to win for President Trump.
One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2.
I'll look at it.
'Giving out Sharpies or not, that's not up to the Trump campaign. That's up to the Arizona legislature and the litigants in that case. We're not in that case.
Correct.
Okay?
I was just curious if the lawsuit was going to be stemmed from voter issues or who's winning. And it sounds like
in America, their lawsuits are conducted by adversaries. You know, you say that I'm on your property, and I say I'm not, so we sue each other. It's not done.
Wouldn't you be an adversary of the voting system if you thought that the votes had been, as you said, tampered with, fraudulent, anything of that nature, regardless of if the Trump campaign wins here in Arizona?
Again, the system doesn't, actually, it's not even a mature fight. It can't be litigated if someone isn't harmed. Okay?
Would the voter be harmed if you thought that?
But the voters can sue on their own.
Okay, so the Trump campaign has no interest in the voters per se. It is for the result?
The Biden campaign will sue if it's unhappy. The Trump campaign would sue if it's unhappy. That's the way litigation works in America. If
unhappy, but not with unhappy with the result.
Okay. You would only sue me if you were unhappy with me.
Right.
And I would only sue you if I was unhappy with you.
The Trump campaign, because they've been talking about being on the side of the voters and wanting all votes to be counted.
Yeah, you don't understand the system. The Trump campaign cannot sue if it doesn't allege harm.
Okay.
Okay?
And the only way to allege harm is if the campaign did not win.
And they cannot sue if they don't. If they don't, okay, if you haven't suffered a harm in the American jurisprudence system, you cannot sue.
Understand.
You have to allege a harm.
Correct.
Now, you can't allege a harm on behalf of him.
Right.
It could be true that you think his ballot should have been counted and it wasn't counted, but if that error or if that wrongful conduct didn't impact me, I can't sue. So the only way the Biden campaign can sue is if they allege they were harmed, and the only way the Trump campaign can sue is if they allege they were harmed.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Do you believe the concerns about Sharpies?
I think that I know that the Trump campaign is working at those allegations, but it hasn't joined that lawsuit and it hasn't made any determination. There's an ongoing debate about whether or not those Sharpies bled through and whether or not the computers read them correctly. If the computer read them correctly, in spite of them bleeding through, then there's no point in the Trump campaign suing. So we're just not at that point. And you can imagine that anybody that gets into litigation has to first decide that it's worth the cost of getting into litigation.
And can you spell out further the concerns that the Trump campaign and the GOP have regarding the election observers with Fontes' office? As in, like, not being able to see TV screens, what was happening there, and who was reporting that Trump campaign?
If the lead lawyer in this effort here in Arizona is a guy named Corey Langhofer, and Corey taught a course here last night, and I was here also as a part of that. And our position is, if we see something going wrong, observers not being able to see what they are entitled to see, then we're going to start by talking to the election officials, whether it's Mr. Fontes in this county or whoever in Apache County or Pima County or Pinal County. So our first recourse when we hear allegations of that is to go talk, because by and large people are reasonable. Now, unfortunately, you see in Detroit or perhaps in Philadelphia where that hasn't worked, and from what it appears we know from the media, they've actually kicked Republican observers out. That everybody, I think, regardless if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, Green, can agree that doesn't work. It has to be a transparent process or democracy doesn't survive. So we're looking at those allegations, and the first step will be talking to them about whether or not observers are in place. So far as I know right now, observers are in place in Maricopa County.
When did those allegations arise? Was that last night, this morning, when as it reports directly from observers?
Yeah, the only allegations I heard last night were first that Mr. Fontes says it wasn't safe, and other reporters said all the Republicans outside were doing was pray. There was no violence. The guy to ask that question of is Congressman Gosar, who is here, because I wasn't there. But that's the allegation I've heard so far.
And I know you already talked with her extensively about it, but in what circumstance would the Trump campaign file a lawsuit?
If there were any impropriety.
What would have been nice is to basically address it, come down and just say, listen, Congressman Gosar, we love your interest, maybe Maybe if you were retiring, that we'd do something different. But you know the rules. But hey guys, thanks for caring about your vote. But instead they hid.
Are you going to try again tonight?
Absolutely.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, once again, when you tell people you're going to make drops at certain times and you fail to do it, all you do is you raise these people's ire, and they lose trust. Trust is a series of promises kept. So when you say something, deliver on it.
Well, they did drop around the ballots last night.
Oh, they did one. They did one batch, but they kept saying they were going to drop another one, and they didn't. They said they were going to drop another one this morning, and they didn't.
Are you still optimistic about the outcome tonight?
I am, because the analytics, Data Orbital has basically got analytics that they were following beforehand, and it hasn't. The trend has stayed the same. Early mail-in ballots, heavily Biden. The ones at the end, heavily Republican. Very different than every other state. And the sampling that they saw did exactly what we said it was going to do. It was overly that aspect, more than what the president needs in the remaining ballots.
And if it remains blue, do you worry it's because of voter fraud?
Well, I mean, we'll have to figure out where we went wrong. I mean, because when you take that job, when you take that oath, and I'm going to take Mr. Fontes at his word, is you're upholding the rules and the Constitution, and you're going to be fair about this. But you also have a Secretary of State here that basically said when she was elected Secretary of State, I'm here to get Democrats elected. That's really kosher.
Is there anything else you want to add about this?
No, I think you see the people that want to see their vote, and this is part of the whole democracy aspect, is knowing that your vote counts. That's all we want, is we want the votes counted and do it in the right way. You heard about the Sharpie. Well, we've got hundreds upon hundreds of people coming forward saying, listen, I was at this, I can show you I was there. And then my vote didn't count. I used that pen, and we're showing the pen. So here's the pen, some of the pens that they're actually using. It's a felted pen. And so how do you tell somebody that they took the time to vote, they used what you gave them, and all of a sudden their vote is canceled? Something's wrong there. It was wonderful. People cared about the Constitution. We sang. We actually did YMCA for the president to make sure he knew his favorite song was being sung. We did prayers. There wasn't any mob ready to tear it down. The mob came later to try to disrupt it. So it was a great time. People of like-minded, that care about this republic, patriots, getting together. You never saw the Tea Party tear anything down, and you're not seeing any of these people tear anything down.
Why were you out there, sir?
Because I want them to know that somebody in Washington hasn't forgot them, that their voice counts, because they are the government. Each one of them has a vote and a place, and they have to be confident that their government is respecting them because they serve the people.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
No, thanks for being out here.
You got to shoot at me.
She was asking.
I just contacted when I get home. Let's take a picture together. He's the guy who protects my vote before a ballot count is up. So now, I gotta figure out where it is. I was wondering.
We're not even being mean. Why is he doing it? As a poll worker, you're not going to use your brain. You're just going to do it.
United in the common refrain.
That's right. And I also saw, I ended up going to another poll.
heck? He's limping like a little disabled vet.
I'm a 7th-generation Arizona native. I'm Armenian. Oh. So I wish I would have what Armenians were talking about. I know how much my nephew is that's going on over there.
It's now a month later. You're only here and you're going to say you're all that family. You should have combined That's what I'm talking about. I told you 2 Halloweens ago that you should have run to that thing. But I mean, I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. You want to work the whole.
Not one Democrat.
Okay? Yep.
Ok, ¿me pueden regalar una entrevista, por favor? Ok.
Check your stuff, dude. Trying to look out for you.
So I'm with you on that.
Man, let's go. Fresh. I want to be skinny. Better? Oh, we know Not that it was that important. It doesn't make sense.
Thank you very much. Hey, we're going to back out of here.
Hey guys, make some room. Let this escalate get out. Turn your wheel, man. They're going the wrong way. Where's he going? No, you're going right there. You guys going out that way or going out that way?